There's one. Crappie too. Not a real big crappie, but it's crappie. I think it's a keeper. We'll let him go though. He's probably right at a 10-incher. Got a little fungus growing on his tail. You don't see that? Anybody knows what that is, let me know. I've never seen that before. Huh. Kind of strange. Pretty little fella. He'll get us started anyway. There we go. I knew it was just a matter of time. Just had to keep putting it in there. Another one about the same size. Not real big ones. Good eating size fish. I am going to keep me 6 or 7 today, but I think I'll try to get some just a little bit bigger than that. I'm throwing something a little bit different today than what I usually throw. I'll show you guys exactly what I'm throwing here in a second. Right now I got another crappie looking. Come on. Ah, I missed that one. Just barely run up there and nipped at it. There we go. That feels like a little bit better crappie right there now. Yeah, that's a pretty good one, I think. Yeah. We may throw this one in the box. That's a little better. A little more like it. Perfect eating size fish. 11 and a half incher. We'll throw him in there, get the live well stinky anyway. Told y'all I was throwing something a little different. Y'all check this out, this is pretty cool. This is the Crappie Magnet Popeye jig. What it is, it's a little bitty 1/64 ounce hair jig. And as you can see right there, it comes just bare, just the head and the hair. And I've tipped it with a trout magnet. And we'll talk about why I did that. That Popeye is a good little bait just by itself. But I like to add something to it. Just something to, number one, it beefs up the profile just a little bit. And number two, I feel like it, when a fish grabs it, I feel like it feels more natural to them. There it is. And as you can tell, they like it pretty well. We'll get on a school of good ones here in a little while. These are not that big. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're keepers. They're pretty little fish, but they ain't what we after. That's another decent little fish, but we're gonna let him go. There's a crappie. That's a little better one. Just a little bit. I'll probably keep him anyway. I let it, there's a bunch of bluegill down there. I let it fall right down in amongst that bluegill, them bluegill, and get right down in that cover. And that's where that fish was. Pretty morning this morning. We got weather coming in. To be honest with you, that's the reason why I wanted to go fishing today. We got a big front coming in. There's a hurricane fixing to come up and hit. Looks like it's going to make landfall down around Louisiana. It's going to come straight up, and we're going to get a bunch of rain off of it. We're supposed to get a bunch of rain off of it here in a couple of days. And I just thought today, would be a really good day to fish, knowing that front's coming in. We got some stuff done around the house yesterday. Got my yard cut. Hopefully that's the last time I have to cut that sucker. That yard cut and that CRAPPIE fishing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You got to get them honeydews done. I'm no different than anybody else. You get all that done so you can go fishing, you know. There's one. That fish come from way down on the bottom. Come up there and grab that little Popeye jig. Another good keeper, but we fixing to get out of here. Let's I mean, these are nice ones, don't get me wrong, but I want to catch some of them big slabs for y'all. Let's get out of here and go find us a school of big ones. Found us another spot right here, and there's not a mega load of them down there, but there's definitely a few. There we go. That's crappie. It took those fish a second to come back. I threw in there that first cast and I lost one. And that's never a good thing. A lot of times when you lose a crappie on a spot, it's a kiss of death for a few minutes. It's a little bit more like what we've been looking for there. I'm gonna show y'all a little trick right here in just a second though, how to keep from losing a lot of fish like that. That's a good one. We'll throw him in the box. So this little Popeye jig, it comes with a little bitty hook, and rightfully so, because it's a little bitty bait. That little hook, probably I don't know, size 6, size 8, something like that. And y'all see how small that gap is right there? What I like to do, I just like to take my pliers and just open that gap up just a little bit. See that? All I did was just open that gap up just a hair. You don't want to open it too much, but just flex it out just a hair and give it a little bit more gap right there for those fish to get hooked. And I promise you, if you'll do that on those little bitty jig heads, you won't lose near as many fish. There we go. I only got one of them jokers to bite. It's a big crappie too. Yep, that's a good one there. There were some smart ones right there now. Oh, get up in here. Now that, my friends, is what we've been looking for. Look at that big son of a gun right there now. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all check that out, that itty bitty, little bitty tiny Popeye jig. Just tipped with a trout magnet. Big old crappie like that. That's a good one. We'll get some fillets off of him. That's for sure. There we go. First cast in there, we got us one. It's a nice one too. That's a good one. We'll put him in the live well. He got some fillets on him, that's for sure. Got him. I can get him up out of there. I still got him on. Come out of that crappie. Yep, I got him. Talk about heavy cover. That's a heavy cover situation right there. There's a bunch of fish in that tree, but I'll throw that in the live well. He's a good eater. Bunch of fish in there, but it's hard to get to them. There's limbs and stuff going everywhere. I'm just having to put it in there and hope for the best. All right, everybody, hope you enjoyed that quick little video about a little bit about hair jigs. That little Popeye jig is definitely a good little bait. Me personally, I'm still a plastics guy. I still, in the part of the country that I live in, I've not seen a time where hair jigs will outfish plastics. You know, I know there's parts of the country where a lot of guys use hair jigs a lot and they catch them. Most of those are more dirty water situations, but not trying to start an argument. I don't want to argue with anybody. If you catch the fire out of them on hair jigs, hey, more power to you. But for me, I'm a plastics guy. But that little Popeye jig is something good to keep in the box. Give them a little different look, and that's what we did today. We caught a few. I appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you next time right here. Brandon Lester Fishing.